Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to wherever it is you're tuning in from. What's going on, familiar face to my left / right?
Welcome back to the Interworldwide channel, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, I was actually thinking of imitating you at the start. I had a thought just then, but I'm going to leave it for the next time because I'm going to fully run for it. I'm going to fully run with it now. I'm going to practice my finger point to the camera and everything. Yeah, it's going to be dope, bro. You know what's going on. But thank you very much to people coming into the chat. If this is a successful, episode, we're going to do this quite often. It's nothing better than to be here with Uncle Sharma. Our time zones are the worst of the worst when it comes to each other. Otherwise, we'd be linking up all the time. But I thank Uncle Sharma for waking up at, I was going to say Anthony o'clock, to do this video. And the people are buzzing. I'm buzzing. I'm sure you're buzzing too. The last few days have hit me hard. Serie ass is back.
Serie ass is back. And are you guys, I know that you use probably alternate means anyway, but are you guys in Australia able to even watch it yet? Because that's one of the conversations at the moment, that Serie A, once again, shock, has dropped the ball on the, rights sold all around the world.
So I'm not too sure how bad it's been for people the last few years, but we've actually become used to the fact that the Australian side of beIN Sports never actually announce the Serie A until about 36 hours prior, 24 hours prior. Last season, it actually happened on match day, my G. And
wow.
typical of when like the leagues start and stuff, these companies are dirty, man. Like they will make sure that your debit date is the day before they announce this sort of stuff. So no one wants to cancel their membership. Everyone's still wondering. And I fully expect beIN to get the rights 24 hours before kickoff. Wait, no. We're really narrowing in on that time frame now. We could get it just before Inter kicks off, man. What about you? What do you guys look at?
Well, so ours is supposed to be, it used to be BT Sport. Actually, El Gordo, he was talking to me about it yesterday. So basically, TNT Sport, they've reduced it down to 2 games per match day, which is crazy. So it looks like we, even in the UK now, not that maybe I don't know if I was using alternate means anyway, but still, it's just a disgrace that people, we're talking in Europe. I mean, not that it should really matter where you're from, but you'd think that at least in Europe, Serie A would have its rights, sorted and done and dusted. But it's, as how long can we keep supporting this league, Anthony? Like, as much as we love it, it's just frustrating.
Debbie makes this point, which us Australians really have a vex with. All of our rights for football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, are stretched beyond different platforms. So if you want to watch the EPL in this country, which the majority of people want to watch, you need to subscribe to Optus Sport, which is going to cost you $24.99 a month. If you would like to tune into Serie A, you will need to pay for beIN Sport, which will run you another $21 a month, whatever it is. Especially, I think I get it with the Amazon Prime package. It works out a little bit cheaper for me. But then if you want to enjoy the Champions League, you will need to subscribe to Stan Sports, which is another $25 a month. So right off the bat, that's $75 a month on streaming services to watch football. And I'm just not about that life, to be honest, Zio. No. I might have to go back to keeping $5 in a betting account and double clicking the small screen and putting it up, because on certain betting outlets, as long as there's money in your betting account, they think you're betting. You can stream the games for free with commentary. And it might not be 4K or 2K, but I tell you what, man, these streaming services are taking everybody for a ride, and it's a big reason why people choose to buy Fire Sticks and pirate these services and just decide to pay for these global TV packages these days, man.
Yeah, no, exactly. But anyway, outside of that,
we digress, bro.
We started off. We got the negatives out of the way, guys. As Anthony knows, as he said, I woke up early, so I'm grumpy this morning, and I'm running on 4 hours sleep. So I've got the moaning out of the way. Now let's get energetic and let's get into what we're here to talk about, Anthony. We've had like 3 months off from Limone Ball. Did you even tune into any of the preseason friendlies? Because I know you're not really big into the preseason.
I hate preseason friendlies, bro. I never watch anything in preseason. I think it's the biggest waste of viewing because it always makes your team look like a bunch of amateurs, man. They always look so unfit and subpar. Fair play to them, man. They're probably still getting drunk the night before and hanging out with their families. And at least, especially this day and age, brother, like trying to squeeze out any personal time and real world time. I know they get paid and I know they've got the best job in the world, but they're human beings and there's a massive amount of stress that comes with this sort of pressure because your career is short-lived and it's a lot on their shoulders and they spend very little time with their loved ones. So preseason is always a chance for them to sort of still enjoy themselves, get back into form. We're lucky. We never really travel too much. A lot of our friendlies are always played either in Italy or in very short trips across seas. So the preseason didn't really do too much for me, although I did tune into part of the Chelsea game, and I thought I was happy to watch that because we did look a little bit sharper and a little bit fresher. However, still a lot to work on. We've got a little bit to do in the market. I don't know how much of the air you and I need to clear before we go to the Genoa game, but we'll do what we can. But just for the record, before we get started, if anyone does tune in, you'll know that I am decently satisfied with our market and I am decently satisfied with the way we're going into this season because you said an interesting sentence a couple of minutes ago. How long can we be supporting this league? That sentence is a symptom of a large problem that comes with this league struggling big time. There is no club in Serie having a good market. It is a bootleg market. It is a wish.com market. Everybody is having a very bad time in Italy at the moment, my bro. That Juve market that was projected to reach the stars is closer to the gutter for me. Milan have made some clever signings within a very, very average limited budget that is not going to set the league / the world on fire. Conte has been extremely reserved even for him about his situation, which really goes to show the shit fight that's going on. Lazio, trash. Roma doing respectively well for their position, but won't do enough to challenge. Atalanta, even with their usual free-flowing ability in the market, struggling and having to make some panic buys. It's an awful market all around in Italy, my guy.
Yeah. Well, I think it's for this year, we can actually even say that it's not just in Italy as well. Because if you see Man City, what have they done? They've done nothing. They've sold Julian Alvarez and they brought in Savio. Yeah. And then sold some other guy to one of the clubs that they own anyway. So there's been a very quiet transfer window all around Europe. I think Chelsea are the only team that you can say have been doing business, but apparently they're like getting ready for a transfer ban potentially. So I don't know if it's the financial fair play finally kind of taking its effect or the Premier League's own profit sustainability, something PSR taking effect, but it's working. It's not. There's not as much money being thrown around as usual. So that's one thing that kind of keeps it going. But then you also see Bournemouth buying, Porto striker for like 40 million. It's like we're here, putting our pennies together to buy a backup left centre back. And
speaking of, bro, like, the market's coming to a close soon. Are you optimistic that we can get something over the line in terms of weeding out one of Arnautovic or Correa, bringing in some sort of forward? We're suspiciously quiet, and I don't know why, but I've got this rare optimistic bone in my body that Bepp's just going to go full Don Corleone mode and get Chiesa for 13 mil or get Dybala for 9 mil. Something's going to happen, cousin. You and I are going to feast.
Yeah, no, I'm losing hope on that. Especially the other day, I don't know if you guys might manage to. I watched the live stream with Alessandro Cavazzini, who's from FC Inter News, and basically he said the guarantee is they're definitely 100% going to sign a left centre back backup, but a cheap one, and then up front. It looks like, if you remember, Anthony, the rumors at the beginning of the Mercato was like, whatever happens by the end of this Mercato, Correa will leave, whether they cancel his contract or he gets sold. But now it's, I think we know Inzaghi loves the boy. That's his boy. And I think, Anthony, we're going to see this guy against Genoa. Once we get into the preview, I think this guy is going to come on. Whether we see him for 10 or 20 minutes, I think we're going to see this guy.
I think you're right. I think that moment where he linked up with Bisek and Tickles for that goal in the friendly, it was like, oh fuck.
And
Can't
Thuram had
believe
to
it.
gas him up with his celebration as well. He had to like do his
Us.
celebration.
That asshole Thuram, that people's people. Like, why do you have to be so friendly, bro? Like at least stop smiling at that
Yeah.
moment.
Don't
that was
integrate these guys.
like at the same time, there's a small part of you that loves to see it, but
that's at the end of the day as well. I know, especially also Arnautovic as well, Anthony. I know any fan base, I'm not going to say it's the Inter fan base, every fan base likes to, there's always scapegoats in each fan base, but I don't really want to see, if Correa and Arnautovic say, I don't want to hear boos at the San Siro. Like, these guys, if they're staying, I want to hear support for these guys, because we know, especially Correa, this guy is a fragile human being. He's already probably broken and he's probably not recoverable, his confidence anymore. But what's the use of now abusing these guys on social media, or like when they step onto the pitch? Like, if you at least got him until January as well, just like get behind these guys. Your coaches, he's gonna back it, like especially Correa. You know, Inzaghi's probably gonna back his boy again. So just get behind the coach and the guys. That's all I want to say.
We're not usually a fan base to do something like that, to boo and ridicule. Like, if you're here, and we will love you unless you are doing something deceitful. And for Beta, bitchy, injured, and horrible he is on the pitch, he's not a bad person, and he doesn't do anything to disrespect the club. If anything, he's emotionally attached to the club and really wished it went better. We know that there's that photo of him as a teenager in the Inter tracksuit. Like, this wasn't a club that was an average club for him to come to and go, yeah, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. He really wanted it to work here. He just sucks. That's it. That's all there is to it. He's just not good enough at the moment. He's going through. I think someone in a chat mentioned he's just a broken footballer, and sometimes it's just not easy. And I think one of the boys on the Interjections podcast said it as well. When they're broken like that, it's just really hard to come back from, and he doesn't have the support network to do it. Like, Lautaro can't just be his bestie by his side, because Lautaro's up in the clouds at the moment. He's the most sought out, probably the most sought after striker in Europe. He's not bringing Correa along for a good time anymore. You know, that season when we lost the Scudetto, it's, you know, a lot of people will remember the players that played the part in that. I'm sorry, Joaquin. I'd love for you to redeem yourself, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, well, the reason why I said that, because I heard that actually he was booed even in the preseason games. I think it was.
I don't like that, though, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, okay. I mean, if you're trying to get, I guess the fans maybe just want to get rid of him. So maybe preseason, okay, you tried your best to, like, you know, make him known that he's not wanted here. But I'm saying that transfer window closes, those two are still here. I don't really want to hear any of that, because I don't really see like the productiveness of booing a guy that you already know his confidence is rock bottom. Yeah. And Arnautovic, on the other hand, yes, maybe his performances have been good, but apparently this guy is like the greatest, you know, guy in the dressing room that's keeping everyone together and is like the glue that's binding them all together. So, you know,
I think Arnautovic really does want to play football at a club where he's recognized. Like, he's got a huge ego on him, man. You know, they see those people that just thrive on being attention seekers. So he needs to go to a club that he feels is attractive to him at this level. And for any of the clubs mentioned to have been interested in him, none of them tick the boxes. I saw that there was a couple of clubs in England. I can't remember exactly, but nothing interesting at all. Then Red Star Belgrade came out this morning, I think. But at the same time, that I don't even know if they're going to make the Champions League. They've still got a qualifier, I'm pretty sure, to go through. Arnautovic really wants to stay. He's not going to move to another Serie A team, man. He wants to move to another club that's on a level that matches his ego. He's not going backwards in Italy again. He will stay at Inter and rot on the bench and collect another trophy before he downgrades in this country. I think the only way for us to move him in this country would be for a club like I thought that with Scamacca getting injured, there could be a chance that one of Correa or Arnautovic could be sniffed at by Atalanta. But then I thought to myself, Atalanta's way too clever to do something like that. That's not a part of their model at all, even as a stopgap. Even if they thought Arnautovic could make up 30% of Scamacca's numbers, they wouldn't even fork out the money for it. So I was trying to look at any other team in the top 6, 7, 8, 9 of Serie A that could actually use his services. There is nobody. Nobody that actually needs this guy in the country anyway. I don't know what we're going to do. I knew this was going to be an issue when we got him, but, you know, we sort of forgive everything and point to the second star, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Oak Tree are trying to change, right? Like, this is the benefits and downsides of the Marotta model, which we all love and back. But those are the downsides, that you invest money into these players, but you know you're not going to get anything back. So that's what Oak Tree are trying to change, where even if you buy a player, they want some residual value that they can sell on, rather than you're stuck with someone earning 3 million.
That's it.
But let me ask you this, Anthony. So if Arnautovic and Correa stay, I know you said we've had a good Mercato, but if they both stay and Correa actually gets minutes against Genoa, and on the 31st of August he's still here, what's your Mercato rating? And let's say we sign some random ass young left centre back.
Okay, that's a really good question. So right now, I would give our market a 6.5, but with Correa and Arnautovic staying, it automatically would become in between a 5.5 and a 6. And if the rotational center back that is needed for depth purposes was a complete no-namer, it would stay at that rating. The most I'd be able to give the rating is the market is a 5.5. I'm okay with this 5.5 versus other seasons because I see the bigger picture, because we lived the bigger picture before the rest of these assholes lived the bigger picture. I've said it for a while now on my channel. This is not an isolated incident. This was about a year ago. When we started seeing all the financial problems, all the bad things from COVID catch up to Juve. We know the limitations of Milan and their owners. We know that ADL won one Scudetto, and then, you know, he really, really bombed at the opportunity to invest in his club because it's just not what he does. We know what the behavior in Italy is like. The bigger picture is that contextually, my bro, we don't need to break the bank to compete and to win. We need to be smart, and we need to drag it out and guts it out, which is what we know how to do anyway. Even when we have spent big, we have never, ever smacked up leagues completely. Even under Mourinho, we won one on the last day. Simone Inzaghi did a damn good job pissing on this league this season, and Beppe Marotta did an even better job making sure he had the tools to do so, and Auxilio and co. Zielinski and Taremi are huge. These aren't just average signings. Zielinski is a seasoned veteran in Serie A with a Scudetto, with a Coppa Italia. He is a very good footballer, and I know he had a bad season last season, but this is going to be better this season. While other clubs are taking gambles on players, unproven players. Yeah, Taremi is 32. Taremi has played consistent Champions League for how many years now? Scored goals for Porto in how many Champions League games? This guy has faced opposition that players in this league have never faced. It's a great signing for Serie A to replace someone like Alexis Sanchez. Mm-hmm. We can get the Correa or Arnautovic, just one of them over the line, get one of them out and bring in a name that you and I can smile about. That would be awesome. That would keep my Mercato in between a 6.5, a 7. We could sign a Chiesa or a Dybala, and I'll still wouldn't flirt with anything over a 7.00. That's it. That's it. Because at the end of the day, on paper, it's still not the best market for a defending champion, right?
Nah, if we get Dybala, then that's big of.
For petty reasons, it becomes an 11 out of 10, and you and I need to take annual leave for at least 3 days, bro. And we're just screaming.
Chiesa one, Chiesa one is just strictly of petty reasons, but I still don't really see the fit in the team. But yeah, Dybala would just be unreal.
Ooh. No, let's not. He's probably going to the Arabs or something, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. That was do we need to cover anything else, or let's talk some Genoa?
Yeah, let's talk some Genoa, bro.
Let's talk some Genoa.
Our boy Steve's got plenty of comments going, so let's start getting into it.
Steve's the man, bro. Steve's the man. Thanks everybody else for coming in. We've got a fair few people here, 90% of them for the Zil Sharma's channel. I love getting your backsplash. It's the best thing. Let's go here. Predicted lineups. Bro, we look good. I'm smiling. If Bisek starts this game, he's a tank. He's a wash. He's a weapon. Oh man, I'm excited for him this season. I think I'm more excited for Bisek than anybody else, Sharma.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Mercato, yeah, we haven't really had an exciting Mercato, so the players within the team are where we're gonna get excited, and yeah, Bisek's definitely one of them. I think he was my player of the preseason. He was like, I didn't tune into all the games, but most of the games I tuned in, he was always pretty much man of the match or just impressive. So I'm actually happy. I'm surprised. I thought Pavard, he's been like Thuram, he's been back for a couple of weeks now. So either he's not fully up to speed, or Inzaghi's been so impressed with Bisek that he's starting him ahead of Pavard. So I'm very happy to see that. But apart from that, business as usual. It is exact same lineup from last season, which is not a bad thing, is it?
I would have preferred to see Denzel Dumfries start in front of
yeah.
I hope he does.
Always,
He's this is the best time to play a player like Dumfries, bro. Like, this guy is on the cusp of a move to the Premier League. Still, this is a great opportunity to play Dumfries, and Inzaghi will play Dumfries. This probably formazione is incorrect on the right wing back position. It has to be Denzel Dumfries on that side in this game, especially a team against like Genoa, who have very limited household names to keep them above water this season. It's going to be a pretty challenging season for Genoa to stay above the relegation zone. They've got Golini in from, it's not Udinese. Is it Atalanta, Zio?
Golini. Yeah, I think he's been good. Yeah, I think
Atalanta.
I think Atalanta still own him. He's just been loaned out like left, right, and center, if I remember correctly.
So this is Martinez's replacement, who ironically is behind Jan Sommer in the pecking order now.
So technically, they've downgraded in the goalkeeper position.
Oh man!
And they're losing. They probably might lose someone, Vasquez at the back. Maybe he's been having some Mercato links. Obviously, they've lost Retegui there.
Yes. Big loss.
Big loss. And then they also probably, looks like Goodmanson is going to Fiorentina, was linked to us heavily, but looks like going to Fiorentina. So very difficult job for Gilardino up ahead this season, even though he did a great job last year.
Yeah, and it looks like for Goodmanson, they're going to get a good €8 million just for a one-season loan, plus the 25-ish that they got for Retegui. They've definitely got coin to spend, so maybe Genoa is our best hope, ironically, of getting a Correa or an Arnautovic. Maybe we need to bring on Correa. Maybe he needs to score against them.
Literally. So Alessandro, that's what he said.
Let him take the penalties in front of Hakan if he needs to, bro.
Yeah, like, please, just like, look at this. No, but so apparently Gilardino has requested, or he would like Arnautovic, but I know apparently he also likes Correa, but it's just the wages. It's just going to have to take a madness on Ozilio cooking the books in a way that it makes it work. So renewing one of their contracts, spreading their wages, them agreeing to it, them agreeing to loaning. So it's going to be like a madness if it does. But apparently, yeah, if there's a chance, it's Genoa. Genoa is our best chance of getting rid of those two guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Looking at this lineup, bro, it's going to be the sort of season where the usual suspects will perform. Anybody that gives you some nerves going into this season, bro, like for me personally, I think that I'm going to feel the nerves around the aging players. The likes of Acerbi and Darmian and Mkhitaryan, I'm just getting those sort of vibes where they're all going to simultaneously have that sort of season where it's unanimously agreed that, these guys are finite. Every season, there is a core group of athletes around Europe where you just know that was the last time we're going to see them at a club at that tier. It was the sort of thing that I sort of touched on for Darmian like 2 years ago. I thought, get ready, this could be the season. It wasn't. The next year, get ready, this could be the season. Holy shit, he was even better than the season before. I could be eating my words again this season. Matteo Darmian could rotate a couple of times and he could prove us wrong again. I don't see it happening, Zio. Francesco Acerbi could have another season where we look at him and go, he's a colossus. I wish Italy had him in the Euros. He's the sort of personality that's just needed. I've got my doubts. And Mkhitaryan, I'm a huge fan. I'm a ceiling fan, bro. But I have my doubts. What are you saying?
Yeah, I think everyone, Adam also, puts it here. It's that centre back position is both Acerbi and De Vrij, because De Vrij we've known for like 2 or 3 years that we've seen a decline, and maybe last year he had a bit of a slight pickup. You could even say he was actually quite good a lot of the times when he stepped in for Acerbi, apart from the Champions League games against Atletico, you could say. Acerbi, I think the thing with Acerbi is, it's like as soon as that thing with Juan Jesus happened, even though he's been like, nothing happened out of it, it seemed like the whole fan base kind of just like switched their opinion on him. It's like, okay, let's get rid of him, which I can also see. I was probably one of those guys too, but he's still here. And again, going back on the Correa type of thing, Inzaghi, this is Inzaghi's boy. He's going to back Acerbi until Acerbi scores 5 own goals or completely gets nutmegged by every striker in the league. Inzaghi's going to trust Acerbi to continue going. He looked good against Chelsea. He looked slow in the preseason games because he's actually coming back from quite a long-term injury. He was out for like 2 or 3 months in the off season. So there might be some rust in there, but it's Acerbi. We've seen what this guy does. We doubted him when he signed him, and he proved us wrong, and he became, on our channel, we gave him man of the season that season, the first season, and he was still really good last year. So I have going back to your question, I have my doubts on both of them, but in our system, the way we play, they seem to work really well, and I think they've got one more season in them of like solidity. I think we'll concede maybe a bit more goals than last year. I think last year we probably overperformed a bit in terms of conceding, because we conceded like, was it 17, 18 goals? It was like crazy. So I see us conceding more goals for sure, but still enough to get us over the line for a league title. I'm getting some echo, by the way, bro. I don't know if you've opened the tab on a different side.
No, I haven't opened anything. I'm not getting any echo though.
Oh, might be me then.
Or let me know if it's giving you any issues, man. Oh, is it like echo from my microphone?
I was hearing myself back.
No, I hear you fine, bro. So
okay.
Anyway, but I did want to say something to your comment. Like, if there's one thing I don't doubt whatsoever about any of the athletes in this team, it's their mental fortitude and their ability to really want this Scudetto again, or to really, really want another crack at a title or a championship. Just make sure anybody in the chat tells me now that the Zeal's muted if my microphone is also echoing, just so we can get down to the source of this issue. Thanks, Debbie. But Acerbi, like, you see how galvanized these players were to win that league last year. We knew that they wanted it more than life itself. Acerbi scored the goal against Milan, the starting point there. They wanted this Scudetto badly. It was from the players that needed it for the first time, Acerbi, Hakan, Thuram, to the players that really needed it again to get to that next burst of motivation to their career, like your Bastonis, your Darmians, your Lautaros, your Barellas as well. Henrik Mkhitaryan is another player that has craved a massive honor, like a league title like that. I don't actually think he won it at Dortmund. He definitely didn't win it at, obviously, United or Arsenal. So for a career that's seen him go through numerous cup competitions and do very well, that was his first league title as well. He had to wait till that age to get it. No wonder he probably wants to keep starting and playing every single game. There's one thing I can't fault this team on, Zeal, and it's their mental strength, man. They want this. They really, in a world where a lot of players don't know what it means to have the badge on the front of their chest that you're wearing now. I'm not just talking about Inter. I'm talking about all the European clubs, man. We are in an era where the athletes do not identify with the culture and the traditions of their club. It is to our advantage that we have a very large group of us in our club that identify with this badly. We have the creme of the top. We've got born Interistas. We've got Di Marco. We've got Bastoni. We've got Barella. We've got 3 that were born into family. And then we've got the backsplash of all the other Italians that now identify with this badge on the club of the here, and the rest. They love it. To our advantage, our main rivals have never had a group of athletes that are more distant from the badge on the front of their chest, which is going to be a huge letdown to them. You can see the distance between that identity. We don't have that. So I'm really looking forward to that mental strength and that identity going into next season, bro. You're muted, my guy.
Oh, sorry. Going back to your note, looking at Football Drone's comment and Napoli talk being in the house, and Inzaghi alluded to this, both Napoli, Milan, the way they dropped their heads after they won the Scudetto, and also Ramon Gomez there. Are you worried about that motivation factor or the complacency factor? That's if I had to rank like the threat of the Serie A campaign, it wouldn't be another team for me. It would be us, like, into themselves, in their mentality. That would be the biggest threat of like complacency. What do you think?
Of course. Like the backing up of winning a league title is one of the toughest things that you have to do. I see us performing well in big games next season, but it could be one of those seasons where we drop some very, very silly points. The complacency factor, it's going to be a thing. But at the same time, football is changing, and I just think that there are going to be just as many, if not more, challenges and hurdles for the other clubs in Serie A that are trying to chase the Scudetto than we are. That Champions League is going to be a big problem for a lot of teams. It's going to represent more problems than opportunities for a lot of clubs in Europe. For the first time in many years, I think a lot of clubs are looking at that as a challenge and not an opportunity, as an absolute chore. And I think that, because who's in it from Italy, bro? We got holy shit, Bologna has to go there. Those poor bastards. They are in for it.
Atalanta in there, Bologna in there, Juve.
Milan and Juve.
Yeah, and us obviously.
Bologna's in for a rough campaign, bro.
Italiano's gonna be a slap around. I predicted them to finish 8th or 9th, I think.
Yeah, I think you're being generous. They could fall into the bottom half of the table again. That wouldn't be hard. Yeah. For the record, this Genoa team, to finish off with this match preview, this Genoa team, like, is trash. It's not a good team at all. I'm sorry. There's nothing good about it. I love Malinowski, but he's old. He sucks. He's only going to score 3 crackers this season and play really poorly with the ball for the rest of the game. But those three crackers are still going to make me message Mario Galliano and go, which is like Malinowski?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've got some good players. Like Steve says, you know, Coney the Winter is like, probably their next big sell after when they sold Dragosino at the back, or unless they sell Vasquez soon. But yeah, they've got some, like, Vitinha. They paid quite a big money for him, I think, from Marseille. So he's quite a big purchase for them. But I really don't know much about him.
He's my one to watch this season from their club. If anyone's going to do anything for them, it has to be him, because I'm sorry, Junior Messias is not going to carry Genoa to anything. Look at your face.
Yeah. It's the same as us having Correa in 2024, Junior Messias up front in 2024. It's like, yeah, come on, guys.
Fuck, imagine Vitinha, something happens on. Oh my God, Correa and Messias up front. That's exactly what you want to see in Serie A.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be tough though. Let's not even though the team is not that impressive, we know we struggle away at Genoa. Last year we just about drew there. Previous years we've even gone and lost there. First game of the season, Anthony, away at Genoa, it's not easy, especially if we go back to our lineup, let's talk about the big talking point. Lauti Martinez coming straight back, no preseason games, nothing. Looks really fit. With Lautaro, it's a funny thing. I don't know if you noticed, bro. I know you look at these things, but Lautaro is one of those. He's got one of those body types. It's so easy to tell whether he's in shape or not.
Yeah,
because he gets that double chin so easily, or like just like a little bit of puffiness on his cheeks very easily. Yeah. Now you can see he's cut. Like the pictures I'm seeing, he's like, you can see he's still in shape. Last preseason, he came back, had the azados, and took him a few weeks to get going, but this time he's raring to go. So I can see him getting started real quick, even though he might only play maybe 50-60 minutes, because there's no way he's got 90 minutes in his legs. What are you expecting from Lauti this season?
Well, I think that when he scored that goal in the final of the Copa America, it really was a sort of a changing of the guard from Lionel Messi to Lautaro Martinez in terms of who the front runner is, the goal scorer and the top dog in that Argentinian national team. We all know that he should have started probably more games, but hey, if it ends well, that no manager's going to apologize for the decisions they make when they're lifting the trophy at the end of the tournament. And Julian Alvarez did just literally go for subpar 100 million euros to Atletico, which I thought was an interesting price paid by Atletico. I don't get me wrong, he's very bloody good. I would even say he's actually almost worth that price tag. But Atletico just struck me as a team that would have paid that little bit less, that 65-70, with full intentions to flip for 95-110 in a few years' time. Conversation for another time, though. When going into this game, we need to be very, very cautious of anyone that's trying to make them to prove themselves. Lautaro Martinez is here to prove himself as the top goddamn player in this league this season.
Yeah.
If he wants to grab the bull by the horn straight away, no pun intended, go for it and score a couple of goals against Genoa in this game. But there'll be plenty of players in that Genoa side that need to prove themselves as well. And we could be in for a rough scrap. Preseason hasn't been kind to us. It's been sluggish to every team in Serie A. I think we might see a drop in quality of football in Serie A in general for the first month or two. I don't think it's going to be very entertaining football at all, but we're here for it. This is our favorite league in the world for a reason. We're misery merchants for a reason. And I'm here for Toro having a frustrating game and still scoring the winner or bagging a brace. That's for sure.
Let's get into predictions then, Anthony. We've talked about, all these points. Is there a world where you see us dropping points? Because I see it's potentially on the cards. And I wouldn't lose my head. I wouldn't lose my mind if we did, because of all the factors that we've talked about, Lautaro just coming back straight and us having, a slow preseason. And what do you think in terms of prediction with this predicted lineup?
I don't know, man. It's got to be the second star talking, because I'm just calm. And even if we drop points, it wouldn't be a catastrophe to me. The second star was a milestone for the club, for the players, but also for us fans. I took years of stress off my shoulders when we hit this milestone. So I've never gone into a season more optimistically calm about the results, about everything still being okay. There were seasons where we've won everything at the end, and we drew 1-1, I think, to Bardi in the opening day. The year we won the treble, we needed someone to score a penalty or something like that. But I don't know, man. I like this team. I like Inzaghi. I think they're hungry. I think they could be hungrier than we're giving them credit for. I'd love to see that, man. I'd bloody love to see that, bro. I'd love to see this team come out, win this game well, and just you can see it in the celebrations, in the way that they hug each other after they score, the way that they're playing. You can just see that it's business. You can't fake energy like that. I'd love to see that. That being said, my betting money is going towards a lot of 0-0 draws in Serie A this weekend. However, this won't be one of them. 1-1 is very possible. Prehistoric, pessimistic Anthony wants me to go for 1-1. But as I said, I'm reborn. This is second star Anthony. It's the second star season. And I'm going for 2-1 as one of those games where we sit back and go, it should have been 4-1. It should have been 5-1, but we'll take it. But I'm gonna take a 2-1, knowing it could have been more. Couple of before full time, but that's okay. And if we do win this game, Toro's on the score sheet. It's not even a. Oh, actually, now you know what? If there's one thing I'm more sure of that Toro scores, it's that Hakan scores a penalty to start the season.
Oh, Marotta League shout to start from day
one.
Then I have to bring out the Marotta League shirt for just for Debbie and Ian Kerr.
For sure.
I'm actually going 1-1. I'm actually going to go 1-1, bro. I'm thinking, we're still kind of getting our feet under us. We started the preseason late. Inzaghi gave the boys 3 extra days for a really, really long season coming in. Genoa away, we always struggle. I'm going to go 1-1. And I think it's going to be that my post-match reaction, the comments are going to be filled with, get rid of Correa, get rid of Arnautovic, get a striker in now. It's going to be...
You're going to do post-match live?
Yeah, post-match live, because it's a very good time for me. It's tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. So just before dinner, I can get there straight after the game.
Now that's cool. It's garbage for me, so I'll be watching the game. So I'll do like a 3-4 minute video for my channel, and then if you have me, I'll jump on with you and we'll review it together.
Sure. Yeah.
Beautiful. We'd love that. Well, This was awesome, man. I think I speak for both of us and everyone in the chat that the more that we can do this sort of stuff this season, the better. We'll just dual stream it.
Get Euro predictions in quickly, guys. Let me just, because I want to remember after on the post match tomorrow if anyone's got it right. Let's see who gets right the first game of the season. Let's see who's got the magic touch this season, because then I'll look to you for the whole season for your prediction if you get this one right.
I'm looking as well. 3-0 for Forza Inter and 3-2 Debbie 1-0. Yeah, Debbie's on some shit, bro, recently. She knows how to pick them. Debbie, if you can drop the goal scorer as well, it's over. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Mo can leave the very busy world of EPL.
Oh no, he's getting too much. He's been bought out by the Premier League money now.
Once you're in that hole, like, it's too hard to get out.
No, we're joking. He's literally. I don't know how he does so many streams. That guy is like, every time I look on YouTube, Judge Mo is live. Judge Mo is live.
He's the man. We love Mo. So proud of him. I think everyone's looking for an Inter win, to be honest.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I like it. Everyone's kind of on the positive vibe. So I'm the Debbie Downer. Not any pun towards you, Debbie, but I'm being the Debbie Downer here.
Yeah, what's happened, bro? We're gonna swap roles this season, man.
Yeah. maybe that's what needs to happen. Is it because it's the morning, Anthony? If it was like afternoon.
Yeah. I feel you. All right, I think that's it, bro. Is that it?
Yeah. Oh, I think Sarah here's a Milan fan, if I got it right, because she said sad about the fact that we got 2 stars before them. So I'm guessing she's trying
the joke's on you, Sarah. We're the away team, so I read that as 0-1.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Or unless she's trying to jinx us on purpose.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, this was fun. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zio. Ciao, ragazzi. Forza Inter.
Forza Inter worldwide.
Legend.